else is sitting, a child that is standing cannot see. I've heard a lot of that, and it has killed the creativity of a lot of children. Do you know how many people, Nigerian boys, would have been international footballers? They beat that talent out of some of those children, rather than just identify it and harness it. We try to shut them down. If you see a child talking, we start calling the child talkative, you're talking too much, keep quiet, and all of that. But that might be a skill that child has. That might be a talent that the child has. But we are very good at shutting them up, and that takes a toll on their mental health, their confidence again, and their general outlook on life and all of that. So these are things I think that we need to correct to make the lives of the child better. So yes, as a parent, and you think that other parents, there's certain things other parents are doing that is not befitting, for the growth of a child, or not creating a conducive environment for the child. This is what we'll be talking about today. What other things you think parents need to do better, as regards their children? Let me call out the phone lines. Let me roll the numbers out, and then would have Success Chikezie tell us a bit more about, her growth and everything she needs to grow. And then, of course, Cynthia will tell us a few others. So the numbers are 09073 530044 or 09087668888. You can leave us a message on WhatsApp letting us know what your thoughts are and what your contributions will be to making the lives of the child, the Nigerian child, every child, every child in the world, wherever you find yourself, what can be done to ensure that their lives are better. So yes, on 09097054450 is the number that you can leave a message for us, so that we can get talking. So let's ask you, Cynthia. Now, of all these things we've talked about, we've highlighted some of the problems here. What do you think can be done to make the lives of the child better? We know Success has talked about food, has talked about security and all of that, but what other things do you think needs to be done?
Quality education. So it's not just enough to say education. We also need quality education as well, because the foundation is important in every child's development. Okay, if children do not have that solid foundation, rest assured that growing up, I'm not saying that is what is going to determine how their future turns out, but then if they don't have that for quality education, that's solid foundation. So that is one important thing I think that should be done, quality education, and of course protecting the environment. I mean, I don't know why I enjoy talking about this, but then if we do not protect the environment, then I'm sorry to say there's no future for us. There's absolutely no future. So these are the two ways that I feel, or I think that we can do as not just parents now, because it takes a village to raise a child. It doesn't take just the parents, it takes a community. So not just as parents, but as individuals living in this community, because the truth is that Nigeria is our home. We do not have another
Nowhere
place
to go.
And it is how we take care of the environment. That is how the environment is going to take care of it. I always say this, that if you take care of the environment will take care of you in turn. So if you're not treating the environment well, do not expect it to treat you well as well. And so these are things that we can do as adults, as parents, as guardians, to ensure that we have a future for our children, protecting the environment and ensuring that they have quality education. And then how can we protect the environment? There's so many ways you can protect the environment, but then I have identified one common trait that Nigerians are poor at, and that is littering. You just go out on the streets here, and the amount of filth and litter is quite saddening. And we've had countries that have been able to overcome this challenge. So how did they do it? I think it's high time we looked into that aspect and saw what they did wrong, what they did right, and also emulate that trait as well. And so that is one way that we can protect the environment, by completely I don't even want to go into recycling, and because that's a lot.
That's a whole different conversation.
And planting trees and reusing and all of that, and reducing waste. But then let us just, if we can
take care of,
if you can reduce or significantly
English is not your mate, you guys.
Significantly reduce waste in Nigeria, I feel like more than half of our problem are going to
be solved, because some of these environmental problems also hamper the growth of the children. It's even very, very dangerous to you as an adult, let alone a child. So we need to create very safe environments for the children as well. It's one thing for it to be safe, and it's another thing for it to be secure. So it needs to both be safe and secure. I was seeing and healthy. Yes, I was seeing a UNICEF report that talked about 10,000 children are out of school and all of that. I've been trying to do my research on that and all of that. But if we have that number of children, it's been a couple of years, about three years. The report has been the same. 3 years, 4 years, we're still here, and the report is this. This is 2024, and their report still says the same thing. We have the number of out of school children. I know that there are certain factors that we'll consider, why we say, how did we arrive at the 10,000 out of school children? But regardless of the factors or regardless of the numbers, we still have out of school children. And it means that why are they hawking when they're supposed to be in classrooms? If they mustn't be in classrooms, they are informal kinds of education. So if they are not in the classrooms, then they should be having some level of informal kind of education.
Building their skills.
Do you get that? Yeah. But they are neither here. They are just on the street hawking. And honestly speaking, it breaks my heart when I see a child engaging in labor when they are supposed to be. There's an age that you should just be resting. Because we know that this adulthood thing, once you enter, there's no going back. Then imagine a child being an adult, taking on responsibilities right from when they're children up until when they grow. Some parents even leave the responsibility of raising other children to their children. You see, and you steal their childhood away from them. And once they become adults, like I said, there's no going back. The more you chase the money, the farther it goes, the more you keep chasing. So, I mean, some of these things need to be done right. Needs to be done right to protect the rights of the children.
And I also want to add to what you just said, especially with children hawking. I remember sometime not many people know this about me, but then sometime when I was around 18 or so, I schooled in Ghana, and then I won my school, I won the pageant, and then from there I went on to represent my school on the national platform. And then one of the projects, the project we were focusing on was child labor back then. And one thing that I noticed is that children who engage in child labor, especially street hawkers, they are at risk. They are at risk of having a car accident and being killed by reckless drivers. They are at risk of being kidnapped because people feel like, oh, this one, nobody will miss them, nobody's going to look for them. They are at risk of so many things. Let's not even forget about the environment, hazards, and all of that. And so, if truly we want to have a secure future for the children, we need to look at these issues. And it's not just the government's part now, because I'm trying to absolve the government of everything. I mean, they are trying and they are doing the best they can. But then, you as an individual, what are you doing?
Have a responsibility.
And when someone comes to me complaining about, oh, Nigeria is this, Nigeria is that, the first question I ask them is that, what are you doing? What are you doing to help the situation? But then some people see these things happening. I mean, it's glaring, it's happening in their environment, it's happening in their neighborhood. They don't do anything, they don't make an attempt, yet they complain about the government. Things. So this is something that everybody needs to come on deck to. We need a hands-on approach. It's everybody's responsibility.
It is a responsibility, and the family is the smallest unit of the society, so it all boils down back to the family, boils down to the family. I mean, it's how you raise a child. That's how the child continues to live. I mean, the Bible says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he's old, he will not depart. But some of us, we're not doing so well with raising these children these days, but we complain about the adults that we have seen. They were once children. Something could have been done about them when they were children, but we just let them go like that. So this is a open call to every parent and intending parent as well, because, I mean, the knowledge is not going to be a waste. Hold on to the knowledge to understand that children are a gift and we have a responsibility. They can't think for themselves. Don't expect them to be wise. Hearing someone call a child stupid, he's not supposed to even have sense in the first place. You are giving them the responsibility because they're still learning life. We say 18 is when they are old enough and capable to make decisions for themselves. But at 15, you're already calling them dumb. When they don't even have the ability to make these decisions for themselves yet. So, I mean, we need to do better. We need to do better as a people. I think let's take this call. And, that dropped. But yes, the phone lines are open still on 090-73 530044 or 090-8766-8888. You can leave us a message on WhatsApp and let us know what your contributions will be on 090-9705-4450. Now let's go over to you, Success Chikizie, because she's just been here in the studio listening to us. I mean, the entire conversation is so that you can have a good life. So trust me, you are not ignored here. So yes, let me ask you, Success, what is the best part of being a child for you?
The best part of being a child for me, I like my family and my school.
You love to go to school. Okay. So what else? What do you like? What do you love about being a child? Because I have 1,001 things I would do if I'm a child. I mean, if I can go back,
I like going to Magic Land.
Now you're talking. Now you like to have fun, right? Let's hear more things. More things.
ShopRite. I like toys. Going out with my friends.
Okay. See, the best thing about being a child is spending money that you do not make. Let me tell you, that's the most so if you see any opportunity to spend the money that you do not make, do it. Once you become an adult like this, it's like a moving vehicle. It's not stopping anywhere. It's not going to park. You keep going and going and going and going, right? So yes, the children also have a responsibility, regardless of the fact that we're talking about the government and we're talking about the family. Children also have a responsibility. So if you are a disobedient child, it will be difficult for you to provide for a disobedient child, because if you're disrespecting me, if you're disobeying me, it means that you're capable of handling things for yourself. So are you a disobedient child? Are you sure? Yes. Should we ask your mommy? Are you a stubborn child? You're not. So yes, it's important. Again, we know that is how you raise them, that they turn out to be and what have you. But they also have a responsibility to listen to their parents when they speak. You know, it's Children's Day, and you can also use the day to honor your parents. It's not an easy feat to raise children, to provide for them. We know how much it will cost you to buy Pampers these days. We know how much it will cost you to buy their and they need all the balanced diets. They need protein, they need carbohydrates, they need iron, they need all those things so that they can grow up, and it's money. You know, so shout out to every parent and guardian that is taking care of their children, because how they look and how they grow is a reflection of the work that you have put in. So yes, shout out to all the parents there as well. But I have been hanging out with
Cynthia Frank
Eyang and
Success
Chikizie. Thank you so much for being here with us. All right, guys, let's go on a very short break. And when we get back, I'm hoping that you guys will open up the phone lines and be a part of the conversation. It's Martha, and it's the Meet the Extra show. Please do not go anywhere. We will be right back.
Eagles 102.3 FM. Abuja, here to stay.